Only on 7 News tonight, a D.C. woman was arrested in the apartment building she pays rent to live in after she says she tried to teach tenants about their rights. Good evening, I'm Scott Thuman. This happened at the Channel Square Apartments in Southwest, and as Felicia Ashley reports, the tenants claim it's retaliation for their complaints about the conditions inside.
For this year alone, I found 61 code violations filed with the Department of Buildings. Geraldine Cunningham says she made calls, she emailed, and she wrote letters to get some change, and she feels as though she was arrested because of that.
Why are y'all arresting me? Unlawful entry.
Geraldine Cunningham said the Channel Square Apartments management knew tenants were having a meeting in the community room in February. And before it started, certain doors were blocked, and when tenants started arriving,
Sir, can you look up your DC tenant laws?
police were already waiting. You went to a tenant meeting and left in handcuffs.
Yeah, I was arrested for simply organizing and trying to have a tenant meeting to, again, address tenant rights there at Channel Square, because most of the tenants there, they aren't aware of who to call or when to call.
I spoke to Daniel Del Pialago, who is the housing director for Empower DC. He teaches DC residents about their rights and how to exercise them.
District residents, tenants, have a right to organize. That is very clear. And if there is a tenant association, and it doesn't have to be formally organized or incorporated with the district, to be barred, to be told you can't do that is literally against the law.
Cunningham says this isn't the first time the property tried to block her. About 2 years prior, she says a prospective tenant heard her complaining in the leasing office. So the property wrote a notice barring her from coming back in, claiming she was aggressive. That's the notice she says the property showed police.
To have this bar notice and to refer to it from something about 2 years ago seems a little problematic, and it's likely retribution for tenants organizing themselves to exercise their rights.
The DC Housing Authority states a barring notice is to protect residents and can ban people who are not tenants from a property. This video was sent to us from a tenant from the day of the meeting, showing someone from the property appearing to try to write a barring notice while police are there.
It's very humiliating. It can be, quite frankly, scary and discouraging, but instead of giving up, I decided to fight harder.
Cunningham was arrested for unlawful entry, but the charge was never filed. The residents said they still had the meeting that day, but in a hallway. Cunningham says she is still fighting for tenants here at the property and teaching them about their rights. For now, reporting from Southwest DC, Felicia Ashley, 7 News.
Cunningham plans to sue the property, which is owned by Somerset Development, Jonathan Rose Companies, and National Housing Trust. 7 News asked them about that arrest. Now, they didn't answer that question, but they did say in part, quote, "We've worked closely with the tenant association at the property for the last 13 years. It also says it encourages residents to share their perspectives. We'll have the full statement from the property owners on WJLA.com.